Okay, they ready. Drop the new music.
With those last 4 words in her Verizon Super Bowl commercial, Beyonce showed her hand for Act 2 of Renaissance.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em.
She released Texas Hold'em in 16 carriages
Summer sunset on a holy night.
as the two-hander to introduce the country music sound on a new album coming March 29th. Now, not only was the bold sound for Beyonce, it was a bold time to release these songs too.
Time for a surprise drop.
Beyonce dropped the tracks on the Super Bowl, but more importantly, she dropped them on a Sunday. Now, the numbers for the weekly Hot 100 chart are accumulated from Friday to Thursday. So dropping on a Sunday night meant that Beyonce was almost 3 days behind every other song that was listened to on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But don't worry, the Beehive was on it. I mean, Sarah Paulson did her part. She Instagrammed this video that she was listening, but I also think the point of this video was to show off her gravity-defying hairdo too.
This ain't Texas.
RuPaul did the TikTok quick change to prove that she wasn't going to be the beep who didn't take it to the floor now. Members of the Beehive started requesting that their local country radio stations play the Real Life Boogie, like Justin in Oklahoma, and KYKC said no.
Well, I would say that it actually does fit all of the dictionary criteria of country music.
Country music artist Joel Adam Russell was one of the first voices in the debate of whether or not the new material was country or not.
It uses real instruments in the recording, opposed to the digital beats a lot of modern pop country artists are using. So it's actually more authentic than a lot of what's already being played.
And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too.
Pop country takes a lot of liberty with what is considered country, but they still play it on the radio. A lot of it can sound like dance club music or arena rock music, but they still play it every single day. And they don't seem very concerned with how any of these songs fit into the genre's original definition.
The reject email response that Justin tweeted got viewed 3.6 million times. KYKC received over 2,000 emails and over 1,000 phone calls. So yeah, let's just say they started playing Texas Hold'em.
In a real life hold down, don't be a come take it to the floor now. Woo!
And that initial resistance was pretty much the story across the country music radio airwaves, but neither that nor the shortened 4-day tracking period stopped the hoedown from running right to the first spot, as Texas Hold'em debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart.
There's a tornado in my city.
But Beyonce's lucky number 4 didn't get her to the top spot of the Billboard Hot 100. She had to settle for runner-up behind Jack Harlow's Loving Me, which was in its 14th week on the chart. Given that it made it to number 2 in 4 days, it probably would have made it to number 1 in 7 days. We'll never know. But what I do know is that in the age of streaming, the song's first week is always its highest charting one. From there, it just starts to fall, and it's all about how fast it falls and how much you can stop the bleeding. But I had a suspicion that Beyonce was not going to go down, down, down on the chart this week. Dolly Parton got week 2 off to a great start when she Instagrammed on Friday. I'm a big fan of Beyonce and very excited she's done a country album. So congratulations on your Billboard Hot Country number 1 single. Can't wait to hear the full album. Love, Dolly.
Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie.
The Savannah Bananas were one of the first TikTok accounts to get some attention for their take on Texas Hold'em. It has over 5 million views.
But people coming into country music have
Then on Saturday, Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider was on OAN.
they've got to make their mark just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree.
And every racist shows their ass.
Right? So that's what's going on here. Because I know a little something about country music. And they
Oh, I'm sorry to have to interrupt the guy who, despite many attempts, has not even had an album chart in 37 years. I gotta interrupt him to tell you that Beyonce reached the top of the UK charts for the first time in 14 years.
And throw your keys up.
And on the 8th day of the song's release, Beyonce reached the top of the global Spotify charts for the first time ever.
See Beyonce hopping into the country music genre.
I love it. The more the merrier.
On the People's Choice Awards red carpet, Lainey Wilson was ready to take B to the dive bar that she always thought was nice.
The truth is, country music is about storytelling, and Beyonce knows how to tell a story. So I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome for the country music genre.
I think it's Beyonce and she can do what she wants to do.
Kane Brown was okay with the independent woman, and Billboard noticed that in the 11 days since Beyonce's country, black female artists have seen a noticeable uptick in their numbers. Because people aren't just reacting to Beyonce's song, it's creating a conversation about current black artists in country music and how blackness was erased from the origins of country music. And to do that at the end of Black History Month, pretty fitting. There would be one more thing that would be great to fit in, though.
In its second week, becoming Beyonce's 9th number 1 is Texas Hold'em.
This ain't Texas.
Yep, Billboard announced yesterday that B has ascended to the top spot with a 51% surge in streams and a 233% gain in radio play. Hey! We are already well into the tracking period for week 3, and giving this week's numbers a little bit of boost is Kevin Bacon, who gave us a Monday morning serenade, Texas style, with wife Kyra Sedgwick.
Pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come and take me to the floor now.
There's so much to say, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing more segments on this song and surely this album. So I'm going to keep it to 2 points that are really specific here. I'm happy that she got a number 1 here because that seems to be the goal of these projects. It's interesting that really you could argue that Beyonce hasn't gone for number 1 since like 2011 with the 4 album. And really, I don't think it's about Beyonce personally getting another number 1. It's more about the statement that she can make by getting that number 1, whether that has to do with race or gender or genre or age. Secondly, what do you think of the decision to release 16 Carriages as well? Like, Beyonce's done the simultaneous 2 single release before with If I Were a Boy and Single Ladies in 2008, and both did extremely well. 16 Carriages debuted at number 38 last week, and while Hold'em rose to the top spot this week, it fell to 55.
Underpaid and overwhelmed. I might cook clean, but still won't fall. Still working all my life, you know.
I don't think it would have necessarily done better if it was the lone single. Not that I don't think it's a good song, it's a decent song, but I do think it's an album track. It doesn't sound to me like a single. I assumed it was released simultaneously as just almost like a safety net. In case Texas Hold'em faltered, they already had another song out there that they could suddenly prop up instead of her like rushing the release of a second single and everyone would be going, oh look, this era's bombing. So that would be the reason I see releasing both. It's been inconsequential, so this isn't a big discussion. It's more just because Texas Hold'em has dominated the conversation completely. I'm just curious to know like what people's thoughts are on 16 Carriages as well. Yeah, let's hear it.